What's going on, guys? In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about what type of clients you should be targeting in your video business. Now, this is a big question I get a lot. It's what type of niche, what type of client should I narrow down to? There's real estate, weddings, music videos, business videos, and there's just so many different options out there that oftentimes we see people serving everybody. And when you serve everybody, you essentially serve nobody, if that makes sense. So I wanted to tackle that today in today's video and what type of clients you should be targeting in your video business in order to make the most per project. Because at the end of the day, we want to do work that's fulfilling, right? But we also want to do work that pays us well so we don't have to go and work like 50 jobs a month or something crazy like that. So there's really two things I look at when I'm going to look for a potential client for my video business, right? So I always choose a client that's in a business niche, right? So I don't do music videos and I don't really do weddings. And the reason I say this is because when you get into a business niche, you can charge based on the result, the business result, which is usually a financial result. It's really difficult if you're shooting a wedding to attach a business goal or a business result on the back end of that, if that makes sense. So same goes for music videos. It's really difficult to attach a business result to the end of the music video. And what ends up happening here is you end up charging based on the quality of your work, not based on value-based pricing. Now, what do I mean by this? So charging based on the quality of the work is the trap that most videographers fall into. And I definitely fell into this when I first started as well. I thought that if I got better gear and I got better image, better quality in my work, that I would be able to actually charge more for that work, which is not true. At a certain point, your quality can't get any better. And sure, there are things within cinematography and there are things within lighting and whatnot that you can do to position yourself differently. But at the end of the day, it's much harder to charge based on the quality of your work. You're capped when you charge based on quality. Now, on the other end of that, there's value-based pricing. And what value-based pricing is, you're gonna go to a client and you say, hey, I'm gonna charge you $5,000 for this video, this package of videos, and I'm gonna get you enough clients to generate you $50,000 on the back end. So in their mind, they're like, I can give you $5,000 and you'll give me back $50,000. Now, unless you're insane, you're gonna take that deal every single day of the week. And that's called value-based pricing because you're able to charge based on the value you provide. Now, this moves into point number 2. The second thing I look for when I'm going to find a new client for my business is what is that client's customer lifetime value? Now, what do I mean by customer lifetime value? So that client, they have a customer, right? And their customer is worth a certain amount of money to them over the lifetime of that customer. So let's say you're shooting for a coffee shop, right? So a coffee shop's average lifetime value might be something along the lines of $50 on average, right? So over the lifetime of each customer, each person spends an average of $50 over the lifetime of their visit at that coffee shop. Now, let's say that you go into that coffee shop and you say, hey, I'm gonna pitch you this series of videos, $5,000, right? Now, it's gonna be a much harder sell for that coffee shop because you're gonna have to get them a lot of customers in order to pay off that $5,000 investment that they spend with you, right? It's not impossible, but it's easier to target people who have a higher customer lifetime value. So let's say you have to get them 100 new customers in order to just pay off that $5,000 investment, which can absolutely be done, but it's easier to target other types of clients besides coffee shops and businesses that have a lower customer lifetime value. For instance, we had a member inside of our coaching program go and pitch a luxury apartment complex. Now, the luxury apartment complex is completely different than the coffee shop. They have a much, much higher customer lifetime value. For instance, the average renter at a luxury apartment complex stays with them for 3 years. That's 36 months. And their monthly rent is $1,200. So if you do $1,200 times 36, their average customer lifetime value is $43,000. That's a huge difference than the $50 that was for the coffee shop. So if you go into the luxury apartment complex and say, hey, I'm gonna pitch you this $10,000 video package that's going to help you get more tenants and more renters for your luxury apartment complex. Well, that makes sense because if you just get them one new renter, then they've already made $30,000 something on the $10,000 that they spend with you. And let's say that you're able to get them 5 new renters a month. That's not unreasonable. So 5 times 43,000, That's $216,000 just off of that $10,000 video package that you did for them. So I wanna encourage you to change your mindset around how you're charging and not charge based on your time, your rates, and your quality, but instead charge based on the end result that you're able to generate for your clients. And when you do this, you're gonna be able to charge exponentially higher rates because you're able to generate value for them on the back end, hence why it's called value-based pricing. So I hope this was helpful, guys. If you wanna learn more about our system and process for landing higher paying clients, I wanna encourage you to check out the free training below. It goes into our filmmaker sales blueprint, and this is the exact method that we were able to use to scale our video business to 6 figures a year. So if you're interested in that, check that out down below. And if you have any other questions about this, please let me know.